Hi, everyone. It's Kelly from the Hub. I'm here today with Tom Jensen, the Program and Outreach Manager from the library. Did I get your title right, Tom?
I think it's technically Public Program and Outreach Manager, but I would be lying if I said I don't have to look at my name tag just to double check sometimes.
It's a lot of words in there. Well, Tom's the one who's in charge of making all the cool stuff happen that you guys love to do all summer and all year long. So, Tom, let's talk about what's going on this summer because there are some families out there who have relied on the library for awesome, fun, cool stuff for both the adults in their family and the kids in their family. And we want to make sure that they know about all the stuff that's coming up. So my first question is this. In summers past, when I wanted a program at the library, I would show up at the library and enjoy my program. Same, different?
It is definitely different.
Okay.
If you show up at the library, you will probably see most of the doors are locked. So if you haven't noticed, all of our programming has gone into an online format. Which is really cool because we've been able to offer a lot of interesting things that would have been harder to do in person than now that we can do in an online format. And there are some things that worked better in person that we can't do. But, we're trying to offer, healthy alternatives to what we were able to offer in person in years prior.
I think one of the best things about doing things online is that I always have a front row seat. I don't have to ever worry about sitting in the back and not being able to see what's going on. I am right here, and if I want to see closer, I feel like I just have to go like this.
Yeah, just put on speaker mode.
Yeah, so I mean that's one of the things I love is that I always have a front row seat and I never miss a moment of the action. Okay, so how do I find out all the stuff that's going on? Because I think people don't know that we have all this stuff going on. There's a gajillion programs this summer. How do I know?
That's like 300 some.
That's very close to a gajillion.
Yeah, so there's a couple options. If you go to our Facebook page, you look at our events, you'll see a listing of all the events we have going on. We have several programs going on every day. And you'll also see that we have some sort of special presenters that are coming to programs too. Basically, everything can be seen on our website, LibCalendar, which you can access through the Ephrata Public Library.
Okay, right. And people who have signed up for programs in the past using that calendar function, it's the same as now.
Correct. Yeah, it's the same page, same same place you click on. The only real difference is that it is much more important now to sign up for programs.
Why?
That's a great question. Several of our programs, like the ones that we have with presenters, we're doing those in more of a, so we're doing them in Zoom meetings instead of on Facebook Live because it is more secure. It gets rid of the chance of, some random person on the internet just showing up and creating all kinds of distractions. And so basically what we do is when you sign up for those programs, that's how we get you the Zoom link because it is unsafe for us to just put a Zoom link on our website and say like, hey, just show up. Right. We'll be waiting for you.
Right. And we want to protect the safety of everybody who's in that room too. So we are just giving that link out to people who have registered for the program.
Yeah.
So I register. So it'll say in the program description whether I have to register for that program or not, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. If registration is required, you'll see something in the description that says registration is required. A link to this online program will be emailed to you after registration. Something along those lines. We have a couple different platforms that we're using. Big one is Zoom.
Yeah.
For like family movie night, we use a website called Cosme. which is really cool because it doesn't require any personal information from you. You just sign up on our site. I email you a link to Cosme. You just show up. You don't even have to like put your name in there. You can just show up and watch whatever movie we're showing. So,
But I have to tell you this, I know from personal experience that you got to make sure that you are checking your email and make sure that you got a good email in there, because
yeah.
when you send the Zoom link, we've all had those times when our email makes its own decisions about stuff and it puts things into spam folders or trash folders or folders it made up. So you got to really pay attention to that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, what I've been trying to do is email out the links to people the day before, the morning of, and then a couple hours before the event too. So
Perfect.
I try to make sure that you're not looking for that, one email that was lost, that you do have several copies of basically the same email to look for, in order to get the Zoom link.
That's awesome. So tell us what we can expect this summer. I mean, I got to tell you, I'm excited about some programs. So who's coming? Who should I get excited to see and to experience?
Yeah. So, actually this is probably going to air after it happens, but Jesse, Rothker from Forgotten Friends, he's going to be presenting June 30th. And he's going to be showing, all of his snakes and turtles and all kinds of fun stuff like that. We also have, let me just look through here and find.
Love a reptile guy. So
Yeah.
you can see him?
Yeah, like he'll actually. So we also had Ryan the Bug Guy last week.
Yeah.
He did an online thing, and like it was cool because he's like, "Oh, here's my tarantula Penelope," and then he would be like, "Here, everybody, say hi to Penelope."
That would be semi-terrifying. Right. I mean, talk about a front row seat. That's like.
Yeah. He's like petting. He's like, "Oh, it's soft like a kitten." I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'll take your word for it, bud. Yeah. I'm just looking through here. Yeah, family movie nights we have going on Tuesday nights. Legally, we can't advertise what the movie is because of the licensing company. That's one of the things they ask.
So it's a mystery. It'll be a total surprise.
Yeah, so when you sign up, I'll send you a list of the movies that I have lined up and a link to our Cosme page. But unless you sign up, you're not going to get the information about what's being shown.
And what a cool thing to do with your whole family. Make some popcorn or whatever it is you like and have a fun little movie night.
Yeah, or even if it's just you. Like you can just grab your phone, sit down and like just watch it. You don't even have to turn it off. Like I take care of that.
Right. Right. Yeah. All those technical things you handle. I just have to turn you on and watch the movie that's like in front of me. Oh, it's glorious.
Yeah, and then in like July we have two sort of history talks. There's going to be one with Mark Draper, who's a friend of mine who's also a professor at LBC, and gentleman from Elizabethtown College, and we're going to be looking at sort of the Ephrata, North Lancaster area, during the Civil War kind of era. And then in August, we have Mark doing another program. And
programs for all ages, not just for little kids.
Yeah. We've tried to have a fair amount of adult programming too that would, be interesting and exciting. Strasburg Railroad's doing an online program on July 13th, Riding the Rails. And that is a little bit more for adults. It's less of the a train, and it's more of here's a history behind how trains changed the way that we traveled and got supplies, and
they changed history completely. Absolutely.
Yeah, and how they put the steamboats out of business, basically. Stuff like that. So yeah, there's all kinds of stuff going on this summer.
Plus all the regular stuff that everybody has come to know and love about it. You get to spend Saturday mornings with Miss Wendy, and you get to do story time with Miss Michaela, and you give afternoons with Miss Teresa, where you can read and discover stuff and learn how Cassie paints faces and cooking shows with Tom and sing-alongs with Tom.
It's
All of
true.
those other things that we now
Yeah.
are totally what we do every day.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, I think there's a fair amount of people in my life that would pay money just to watch me eat vegetables. So
Yeah, and
now it happens for free.
if you haven't caught Tom's cooking show, he does a very easy, simple, healthy cooking show about things that are coming up in the garden.
Hmm.
So when I interview Mike and we talk about things that are showing up in the garden, all of that produce goes to Ephrata Area Social Services. So what Tom does is he gets produce that's the same produce. He doesn't take it from the garden. He gets
Yeah.
that
I just,
same
I just buy
produce.
it at the grocery store. So
Yeah, and then
it
he
comes in a
cooks
bag.
that same stuff to be able to help out kids, families, everybody, like in the whole community. It's wonderful. He did one on beets,
I did do one on beets.
which beets are not my favorite, so Tom and I didn't get to spend that time together because they're not. But the sugar snap peas one was very helpful.
Yeah, that was super good. Yeah, that was yeah, I was a big fan of that. I would say out of all of them, the beets were probably my least favorite. But it's one of those things that beets are sort of an acquired taste, and
Yep.
I have not acquired it, but I know there's a lot of people that really like them.
Well, and right, beets are a part of this community.
Yeah, and
I
then
mean,
I
literally
think
like
they're
a root
considered a
vegetable.
superfood too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, very very nutritious, and you can get a lot out of them. Like one beet can feed a couple people. But
Because you can eat the greens too. It's not just the big round part that stains your fingers. You can eat the
yeah,
greens and all that
you can
stuff.
throw them in a salad, and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I just tried to like find recipes that were a little like I didn't want to do anything complex. That was like put in goat cheese like. But I also didn't want to do recipes like slice this up and throw it in a salad.
Right. Because, right.
So
So you found a lovely happy medium.
yeah, yeah. It because one of the things I was really trying to do was sort of address like any sort of literacy barrier where like if someone like has a hard time reading or like hasn't reached a certain reading level or something, that they're not struggling with the like, okay, how do I what do I what are these measurements, like you can actually see like, okay, about this much of a handful of this much of a handful of that, this is how you cut it up. So that way, like, if you have vegetables, whether you're getting from Ephrata Area Social Services or getting from the grocery store, you can just see in a very practical way, like, oh, this is how I can do something with these, before they, go bad.
Right.
And
And to make it work for your family.
yeah, exactly. Whatever, my wife and I were big fans of roasting vegetables to make them, palatable. And so this is something that, I've enjoyed and she enjoys. And it's been nice to, try some different things, find new things we like, find some things that, yeah, we're not real big fans of this.
But the best part about it is that you tried,
Mm-hmm.
you were curious about it, and then you made your decision afterwards rather than just shutting it off from the beginning. And I think that that's also a good metaphor for how all this programming stuff is. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, there could be something that you would say, well, come on, I don't really think that I would.
Mm-hmm.
Just try. Be curious about all the options that you have. Jump onto the website, jump onto Facebook, look at all that programming stuff, and then go, this could be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, this is free programming that hits you in educational, humor,
Health. Yeah. We also have some financial classes.
financial, right? I mean,
yeah.
there's stuff that's coming to you, that's available to you to hit you in so many different levels that You would be crazy not to take advantage.
Yeah, and I mean, even if you're really desperate, I sing songs Mondays and Tuesdays at 1.
Right. We have sung
Yeah.
along with Tom. I have participated in some sing-alongs with Tom from my house, and sometimes I harmonize with him, and sometimes I sing, and he doesn't even know it. And sometimes I sing other verses because I think he got it wrong, but I think I really got it wrong. But it's fun for me to do that as well. Sometimes I like to add verses because it's fun too. So it doesn't matter.
Hmm.
Be curious and try out something new
Yeah.
and jump into your old favorites at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you even want to, you can look back at some of our old videos that are still up there. Like I have a several week how to play the guitar lessons that are up there if you want to watch those. Um, you know, if you're looking to learn something new. I'm a big fan of, taking what our program people are good at, really enjoy, and trying to turn it into programming, and giving them an opportunity to express themselves while also giving people an opportunity to learn something new, and hopefully give them enough information and desire that they can go further with it if they want.
That's sort of the whole point of the library, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. And also one that I'm really excited about too. We have it's called Victory Over Video Chat, where Laura Brandt and I are going to record some video chat etiquette and different platforms that we like to use, and a lot of information about how to video chat well and how to not video chat well. So
Yeah,
I've
in this time where this is probably going to be with us for a bit, we should get a little better at how we handle this.
Mhm.
Whether it's just to put away some of those bad habits that we sort of forgot we were doing, and to make things just better overall. Like wear pants if you're going to stand up. All those kinds of easy, simple tips.
Yeah, that's literally one of the points we have for etiquette.
Right, that make just all of our lives a little better.
Yeah.
Tom, thank you very much. It's always wonderful to know all the fabulous things that are happening at the library, and knowing that with 300 programs that are going to be offered over the next several months, there has to be something in there that everybody will love.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah,
wonderful.
absolutely. We're trying to meet as many people's needs as we possibly can.
Yeah, and if you guys want to have like some more ideas for programs, hello, that's why there's a comment section. Feel free to
Yeah,
toss one in there.
absolutely. And also just so everybody knows, if for whatever reason like registration is closed for a program, a couple hours before it's supposed to happen, and registration is required, just send a message to the Facebook page. I'll get it. If I can fit you in, I will. If not, it is what it is, but I'm going to do my best to make sure that if you want to be there, I'm going to try and make sure that you have what you need in order to participate.
Absolutely. Tom, thank you as always.
You're very welcome.
Cheers, everybody.